Hi everybody, today we're talking on UTotal English Advanced Unit 1 Challenges. Today we are going to talk about burning ambitions, perfect aspect, and talk about your achievements. Who generally does each activity better? Women, men, or neither? And why? Are there any other activities which you think men and women do better? Here are the vocabulary to help you. So answer these questions. Stop the video and answer these questions. Read the text and answer the questions. What is or what was her ambition? To what extent has she achieved it? What challenges has she faced? And who has helped her achieve her ambitions and how? Maybe any other information. So let's read the text. The text is going to be about this girl, and the title of the text is Fast Female Heads for Formula One. Is Formula One ready for its first female star? Matt Randall traveled to Sao Paulo to meet Baya, who is tipped to join the ranks of her country's greats, Senna, Piquet, Barrichello. She has already beaten the boys from Brazil at their own game. Now she is ready to take on the world. As the swarm of go-karts completes its final warm-up lap and hurls across the starting line, the race is on. 30 minutes later, when the winner's helmet is removed, a wave of dense dark hair flows freely. For the champion is a girl, Ana Beatriz Figueiredo, Baya for short, and she is heading straight for the top. I first met Baya Figueiredo in May 2001. She was 16, and her rivals on São Paulo's kart scene, all male, had been suffering the obvious taunt for 8 years. Beaten by a girl again? Now she's in her 20s and still winning. One day soon, the image of her long hair spilling out of her helmet could open motorsport to new audiences, sponsors, and perhaps a whole new lease of life. For in Brazil, she is being spoken of as the possible future of Formula One, the woman who transformed an increasingly predictable sport. The Ayrton Senna Cartodrome in Brazil is a theater of dreams, and Bia Figueiredo is pursuing hers in the Brazilian Formula Renault Championship. The first time I went to the Cartodrome, she tells me, I was 5 or 6. I begged my father to take me and fell in love with the noise and the crashes. He told me I had to be 7 before I could learn to drive. Somehow I managed to wait. The Ayrton Senna Cartodrome in Brazil is a theater of dreams, and Bia Figueiredo is pursuing hers in the Brazilian Formula Renault Championship. The first time I went to the Cartodrome, she tells me I was 5 or 6. I begged my father to take me and fell in love with the noise and the crashes. He told me I had to be 7 before I could learn to drive. Somehow I managed to wait. Money pressures are inherent in motor racing, even for a family that is well off by most standards. Compared with other drivers at this level, Bia is disadvantaged. Bia's father, George, says that Bia was already dreaming of Formula One at the age of 6. And having encouraged his daughter's passion, he has accepted the financial burden with good humor. I once heard a Formula One team boss say it costs $10 million to become a Formula One driver. I said to myself, okay, I'm only 9,990,000 short. Okay, I'm only 9,990,000 short. Because of the expense, Bia could only do 2 15-minute tests before each race when other drivers did 4. She went to one of the best schools in Sao Paulo, which meant she was doing schoolwork when other drivers were on the track. Given these constraints, she has done very well, her father says. She was born with a forceful personality, and today she's still forceful and has a caustic sense of humor. I feel a little sorry for anyone in her way. Motor racing would not be very father's chosen career for his daughter. Yes, it can be dangerous, George concedes, but the element of risk can be controlled. I'm much more afraid of Bia not doing what she loves, by pursuing what they enjoy, I think people have more chance of being happy. Yet Bayer will have to deal with chauvinism. Not the least of the barriers facing her is whether motorsport is prepared to accept a genuine female contender. A beautiful woman is always welcome, Alex Diaz Ribeiro says, smiling and then adds. But she will have to be quick and mentally tough because Formula One is a pressure cooker. One man who believes in Bayer's potential is her mechanic and mentor of 9 years, Nela Borges de Campos. He has worked closely with most of Brazil's best drivers. He compares Bayer favorably with the best of his proteges. She's as cool, aware, and determined as Rubens Barrichello and as any other driver I have ever worked with. As for Bayer herself, she believes in the future and in what she can achieve. I have a lot to learn, but my temperament is right. I got plenty of animal instinct. I believe I have the potential to reach Formula One and perhaps one day be a great driver. Okay, now answer the question. What is or what was her ambition? To what extent has she achieved it? What challenges has she faced? Who has helped her achieve her ambitions and how? Maybe any other information that you liked. So please stop the video and answer these questions. Send all the answers to me. Now discuss the questions. Do you think that women have limited opportunities in the world of sport, and is this changing? There is a prejudice that ballet is not for boys. Do you agree? Is it the same in all countries? Do you think sport or dance can help reduce levels of delinquency in teenagers and young people? Stop the video and answer these questions. And what do you think of the father's behavior on this case? Would you have reacted similarly? Do you believe that parents should influence the ambitions of their children? Okay, and find the words and expressions in the text and try to work out the meaning. Like to head straight for the top, or head straight for the top, pursue a dream, deal with chauvinism, face barriers, believe in what you can achieve, have the potential to do something, persevere with something, keep pushing someone to do something, and complete the sentences using these expressions. Verbs is used in their perfect forms, and the perfect aspect is used to refer back from one point to a point in time before that. So we can have three situations like, I have always run, but just for myself. We see the result up to now, because that's why we use I have always run. The next situation, next week, I will have been here for 3 months. We can see the situation that we're speaking about now that have started 3 months ago, and it is going to continue up to the next week. So that's why we say, I will have been here for 3 months. And the third situation, I had always thought it would be great to cycle across the whole country. We're speaking about the situation now. We have some point in the past, and this action had already happened by that time. That's why we say, I had always thought by that time. And in grammar, we say, I have run, I will have been, and I have thought. And we say it like present perfect, future perfect, and past perfect. We have some result in present, in future, or in past. Present perfect can be used in simple or in continuous forms, like perfect continuous tenses, like other continuous tenses. Focus on an event which continues or is temporary. For example, next March, I'll have been playing with the team for 5 years. Or I have been doing voluntary all my adult life. That means that we're speaking about some process that started and still is happening and is going to happen in the future. Or, for example, in the sentence, I've been doing voluntary all of my adult life. That means that it has started sometimes and still it is happening. And here are some sentences, and you need to correct the mistakes. Stop the video and correct the mistakes. And how to talk about an achievement. Still, you have some background information, you have some details, you have some problems and how it felt when you did it. And you're talking about the results, what you follow up with. Some verbs will help you, for example, like to expect, to decide it, expectations, challenge. And you can start your story with, I've always expected, or I've never done something. We set up, we challenged to organize, for example, we decided to organize. I didn't know what to expect. The whole thing was quite a challenge. It was very tough. It exceeded my expectations, or we felt we'd accomplished something. It was a fantastic learning experience. I've learned a lot, or I'm planning to challenge, for example. Now prepare your story to tell about something you have achieved. Thank you very much for attention. See ya. Bye.